Welcome back to my channel. It is an absolutely cozy day today, this Saturday. I'm having breakfast with my husband, and my son is coming from Fort Worth. And while we're sitting at Cracker Barrel with a nice crackling fire, it starts to snow. I mean, how wonderful is that? So as soon as we were done with our breakfast, I go home and I start getting into my projects. And one of them is a cookbook that I have made for my children. And I have compiled over 60 recipes. And I created the pages on Canva. And then I am putting the recipes, each recipe, in a sheet protector. And each child, all 5 of my kids, will get a binder. This might not be the size that I want. I'm probably thinking about a 3-inch binder, and give them for a recipe book from their mama and their stepmama on Mother's Day. And as I was explaining to my son, the back of the recipe sheet will be blank, so they can put their own recipes in there. They can even put recipe cards in there, whatever they want. So they will have a recipe and they can coordinate with mine. So like for my beef stew recipe, they can put their beef stew recipe on the back. Because, it's a little sheet protector, so they can just slide it right in. And then I went to my craft room, which I lovingly call Xanadu, and found my favorite Columbo episode and began to paint. This is my little woodland cozy critter home. It is a tree house. I had originally wanted it for a family of mice, and there will be a family of mice in this tree house. But the tree is going to be in 2 sections. So this is the top, and the bottom, which will be where the mice live, I've decided will be, that's where I want the mice. I want the mice to live further into the ground. And in this part of the tree, I've decided to have a raccoon and a hedgehog roommate in these 2 rooms. And so I'll be building it for these 2 friends, these 2 besties. And then later on, when I'm done with this, I will do the bottom wider trunk of this tree, where a family of mice live. And I've always been drawn to cozy woodland worlds. And just imagine these gentle lives of these woodland creatures. I have been deeply influenced by Wind in the Willows, the Brambley Hedge illustrations, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I'm American, so I grew up on Richard Scarry and his cute little animals. He's got farm animals. I'm not quite sure where they live. They don't ever live. It doesn't show that they live in the woodlands. It just shows that they exist together. You've got foxes and rabbits together, and pigs. And his illustrations have always been so precious to me. And, I want to say after Y2K, and I had already been a single mom, the movie came out, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And McDonald's at the time was giving away, their Happy Meals were giving away toys from the movie. And we were just desperate for the Beavers and for the, Lucy, Susan, Edmund, and what's the other brother's name? I'm trying to blank, and we got them. And so I decided, okay, let's keep them in their boxes, and I'm going to make a diorama. And I was working on a really really adorable diorama of the Beavers house based on the movie. And when we were moving about 2 years later, we were moving from one house to the next. And my brother, he was a teenager at the time. He thought it was trash and he threw it away. Obviously, I wasn't monitoring the move as close as I should have. But so, lately, I'm just fulfilling a childhood dream of mine to work on these dioramas. And as a child, these stories, these illustrations captured my heart, my imagination. And as an adult, and I'm now a grandmother, I find myself returning to those illustrations and those dreams. I want to create a little world that I can play in, and then when my grandchildren get older, they can play with. And what I'm really creating is more than a scene. It reveals an existence that's rooted in coziness and love and friendship. And because, like I said, you have, fox and rabbits coexisting, beavers and frogs and and badgers, and I'm not sure how they exist in real life, but it doesn't matter because in my world they're happy. They coexist along riverbanks and trees and tucked away in underground dens, and each dwelling feels personal. That's what I want. I want personal, lived in. You look at at my beaver's house, and there is 7 little beavers in this 3-room home, but they are loved, and they have they're warm with the fireplace, and they've got bunk beds and beautiful cast iron stove that's bubbling their dinner, and their preserves are on top, and it's just a cozy little world. And they're a family, and they love each other, and they don't complain that they have to share rooms with the dining table. And I love working on these things. I can get completely lost. I do have to have background noise, so I play my favorite cozy mysteries: Murder, She Wrote, McCloud, Columbo. Yeah. So I'm even just introduced Bear to Hetty Wainthrope Mysteries. It's a British television series from the 90s. So yeah, there are no rules in my world because it's mine. I can build and add whatever I like. I imagine that I'm going to build a little schoolhouse, a general store, just a little world, and they're going to be next to each other and take care of each other, help each other prepare for the winter, celebrate birthdays and Easter and all the things. So this is just my little world that I'm creating, and tune in and see the things that I add to it, and just get lost. Make your own. Get yourself a shoebox and make your own little diorama that's all yours. And, I was at Cracker Barrel earlier, and it was just like a little sign. They were selling Calico Critters right there at the entrance from the hostess station into the restaurant. And, we're waiting for a table, and they were selling the bunny calico critters, the little rabbit. And I thought, oh my God, I want these. But I got distracted because, they got our table. But I was just thinking, should I buy, instead of making the rabbits, should I just buy the calico critters and put them in my own home? I might do that, I might actually just use the rabbits from a Calico Critter, and it's just a little homage to them because I mean, I just love that world, the Calico Critter world. And I believe Canada and Britain call them the Sylvania homes or something like that. So yeah, but I bought from the Dollar Tree these felt pets, and one is a raccoon and one is a hedgehog. And so I'm thinking, well, where are they going to live? And they're going to live in this little tree house right here. This is their home. And their bedroom is going to be the top story so they can look out at the stars at night. And I'll make them some little shutters to close up the windows when it rains. And then downstairs will be their little kitchen area and a cast iron stove and a little tea table, and they can eat their tea there. And yeah, so, and I say eat their tea like the British, because I get very British. What do they call it? Anglophilia, is that what I want to do things proper. And though I don't know if Richard Scarry is British. No, I think he's American. But yeah, I mean, C.S. Lewis is British, and Roald Dahl. Oh, is he British? I don't remember. But his Fantastic Mr. Fox is an adorable book. And Wes Anderson did a movie. Brilliant. He lived in a tree. Once he lived in a hole, and then he wanted better property, so he's living in a tree. And I just love that idea of building another tree with Mr. Fox and his kid, his wife, and he has a son, and I believe his nephew comes and visits or something like that. But yeah. And so I just painting this a base coat of brown, and I'm not doing long strokes. I stipple or just paint swirls. I want it to look as rugged and woody as possible. And then I am going to go in with a second coat, and just go with it and just build on this color, because you can see the white coming through. You really can. So I'm enjoying myself, and I'm going to continue to have a wonderful, cozy Saturday. We're expected to go to my daughter's house. We'll see how the weather looks, because it was really piling on the snow. And we don't have the best tires for that, so we'll see. We'll play that by ear. And if not, then I guess we just stay home and drink hot cocoa and play in my art room. So anyway, y'all have a wonderful Saturday afternoon. And take care of yourself and do something creative. And if you don't have a creative bone in your body, but you like the coziness of watching someone else being creative, YouTube is a place to be, I tell you. So thank you for stopping by and for your support and your comments. And I want to say, if you would like a homemade Valentine card, please send me a message at my email. It's there in the description, because unbeknownst to me, YouTube does not have a message board, a message center that is private. So just go ahead and email me, and I will jot your address down, and you will get a homemade Valentine's card. So take care, and we'll see you next time.